Hello, good morning, and welcome back to Holistic Healthline Radio. I feel like partying right now. I've got such an amazing guest with me. I've had such a great time with him so far. I am so pleased and excited to introduce Prodigal Sunn. He's a musician, producer, and actor from Sons of Man, Wu-Tang Clan. Prodigal, thanks so much for being on my show today. I wish you could, all my audience, could you feel how excited I am? I can hardly stand it.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I was lucky enough to have met you through a mutual buddy of ours, Lon E. Peak III. He is an attorney at law specializing in entertainment law. So I was excited to connect with you and be able to do this. Lon's been awesome through this whole time.
Lon is definitely an adventurer. Lon don't miss nothing, man. That's the beauty of it.
No, he doesn't. He's got your back. Let me tell you that.
That's my boy right there. We get down together.
Yeah, he prepped this to make sure that this was going to be a great interview, and I hope you enjoy it and have fun today.
Oh, I'm going to have a beautiful time.
Good.
I'm already having a beautiful time.
Good. So tell our listeners, well, actually, let's start with what we're even going to talk about and why Prodigal is here today. Prodigal is here because I'm very much interested in how he keeps up his nutrition. Lon, our mutual friend who I had met Prodigal through, had told me that he has a buddy that is really healthy and really prides himself on meditation and Tai Chi and yoga and eating, healthy foods, wild-caught fish and vegetables, and making sure that you have good nutrition up. And I was just really interested because I've got another friend who's in LA, and the demands of the dieting, the weight loss, keeping up, your mental stability, your sleep, your energy. I mean, the list goes on of what you have to do in order to keep your performance and projects going, right? So that's what we're really going to talk about today. So first thing I want to do is ask you, who is Prodigal Sunn?
Well, Prodigal Sunn is a guy from Brooklyn, New York. We started out in 1992 with a group called the Sons of Man, which was affiliated with the Wu-Tang Clan. And we pretty much came into the music industry at a time when music was really, I say, for the artists, revolutionizing. We came in and pretty much, started our own workforce and pretty much did the work first. And then, basically once you do the work and you have a formula that works, then you put it to work.
That's right.
And at the time it was a new formula because it was a bunch of guys from different parts of New York that, two of the brothers in the group had deals, major deals with Tommy Boy Records and Cold Chillin' Records, Jizza and RZA. And pretty much they deals were sloppy and crazy, so they learned from those deals, and we all came back home and said, listen, how much money you got? And how much you got? And how much you got? And we sat down at the table, put it all together, and created that force that the music industry at that time wasn't prepared for. But it took off because there was a lot of love in it. It was guys that came from nothing that wanted to see each other succeed, and we did that pretty much without the music industry. We was already doing it, so it was already a process. So once it worked, they had to turn around and look at it and say, hey, how can we get in? Because, it's new and we don't know it, but it's working.
Right.
And, the music industry is evolutionary.
Right. It's tough, right? It's very demanding. It's tough. It's,
Yeah, it's very demanding, For me, I knew that early in that I had to become a brand before, actually after I do the work of being an artist, it's eventually going to turn into a brand, So we're here now 20 years later, and it's, it's a beautiful thing, man, to be identified with 10 years old, 9-year-old kids that really, that wasn't even born yet, but they can identify with, Sons of Man and Wu-Tang and Prodigal Sunn as another word for cool.
Right. Well, that's what I was saying earlier. You are an old soul. And it seems that you are an old soul with your nutrition as well, that you know the good foods to eat and how to keep yourself healthy.
You got to do it, Coming up from the neighborhood, in Brooklyn, New York, it wasn't always healthy eating. So, subjected to us in the neighborhood, fast foods and, Wendy's.
Right. There's one on every corner.
Exactly. So, you have to really undo the things you were taught. And that's, I was a martial artist at a young age, And I really, I went from hardcore martial arts into the actual internal form of martial arts, which is on Bagua, Zhang.
Wow.
And that's, it's 3 internal schools. You have Tai Chi, Shinyi Dao and Bagua. And Shinyi is the actual coil, like a tape measure. And Bagua is the actual circle, and Tai Chi is the ball.
Oh, I see. So you intertwine them all together.
Because they're all the same thing. The circle, the coil, just everything moves circular.
Excellent. Well, I definitely want to get into that a little bit later on what you do outside of your nutrition. But I commend you, because making change like that and growing up with fast food on every corner and eating unhealthy food, making a change and being conscious of it, that's that old soul in you again. I commend you. That's not easy, and that's I'm sure our listeners can relate to that too. It's not easy for them. Everyone wants to know what they can do to be the best, the skinniest, the best memory, the best this, the best that. And God, like I said, I'm excited to have you with me today, and I feel very honored, because you seem to be a little ahead of the game, and knowing that you had to change your nutrition and make yourself healthy. So what do you eat to keep yourself fit and healthy?
Well, I mostly eat salads, kale, spinach.
Well, thank goodness, because for lunch today, everybody, I brought them a kale salmon salad.
That's exactly what I do. I'm pretty much like I'm the stir fry guy.
Good. Oh, I love stir fries.
I'm at home mixing up everything: kale, broccoli, bok choy, squash, zucchini, all in one pot. And then when it's done, it's done.
Well, once it's done, there's no more left.
I try to do a lot of I watch my diet in the daytime. I try to take in my sweets early in. Before 3 o'clock. Everything after that is waste. Below the waist. So at the end of the day, after that, everything is alkaline, mostly, cucumbers, tomatoes, and things of that nature. I was in Turkey last year, and my partner had a nanny, and every day they would wake up, and she would make breakfast, and every morning she would cut up cucumbers and tomatoes just on a plate, and I was eating that every day for 30 days, and it became kind of, basically a part of my diet when I got back. Right. So now, since I got back, I've been every morning for breakfast cucumbers and tomatoes. That's the alkalinity at the end of the day. The cucumbers, So and I see how clear their skin is out there. Everybody, I'm like, okay, let me just follow suit.
Right. It's so common for America to find other cultures outside of America. They're all skinny, or they look good, have good I can't even think of it right now. Complexion.
Right, exactly.
Good skin, and we all want to adopt what the other countries are doing. And sometimes it works for a lot of us, and sometimes it doesn't, because that's not our breed. We breed out here on we're the fattest country.
Exactly.
So we're breeding on different types of foods.
Right.
So
yeah, we breeding on food that's FDA administrated.
That's right.
So
I love that you pointed out. I knew I loved you, Prodigal.
That's it. Because when I've been on tour, I toured around all last year, different places, Australia and different places, and I went grocery shopping. Because I was there staying, and there's no GMOs in none of their food.
Wow.
None. It's a supermarket. They don't know GMO.
Right.
Turkey, if they find that you're putting something in their food, they'll beat you out in the streets with a rock. They'll stone you.
They're old school.
Yeah, man. Like everything is a family. It's cultural. See, America, we don't have that. We don't have a lot of culture. We got people from everywhere.
We adopt all the other cultures, is what we do.
Exactly.
I can't speak for everybody, but back to your touring, I did want to ask you a little bit about the Hollywood diets. Right. Do you subscribe to them?
Nope.
What do you think of them? Is there one that you hate the most?
Well, I'm not. The thing is, it's so deep that you say that. I don't even really know the Hollywood diet.
Oh, good. There's so many. South Beach diet, the Atkins diet. I think
that was terrible.
Died a long time ago.
Don't eat bread, right? And don't eat this and don't eat that.
Right.
Like these things, your body, everybody is not the same.
Right.
That's what doctors don't tell you. Like they can prescribe you one thing, but they prescribed it for
20 other million
Harry,
people.
And my brother, him, this guy, and when you get home, my body's reacting. Well, it didn't react like that to him.
Right.
So basically, we all, it's like we all are experiments. At the end of the day, it's like we'll see if it works because they tell you that doctors deal with hypotheses. They deal with an educated guess. We don't exactly know.
Right.
When I sit with the doctor, he says, "What's going on with you?" And that's the first question they ask you. So what's going on with that body? Because that's what they have to ask you. Their hypothesis is off what you tell them.
Very, very true.
That's
right.
it.
They haven't even touched you, and they've already prescribed you a medication.
Hey. That's the thing.
And don't, yeah, exactly. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not here to put down the medical community.
Oh, of course not.
There is a place for it in emergency medicine.
Balance.
That's balance, most definitely. But the prescriptions,
Western
we're going to have to do
Eastern
a show on that
medicine
together.
That works together.
It does.
All of them works. It's just, basically you being the person that, balance out what you take.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. So are you on a special diet for yourself, or lifestyle, I should say?
Just pretty much, I keep a diet of not eating meat and things of that nature, because I don't eat turkey, I don't eat chicken, beef, I do salmon time to time now, because there's a lot of things going on with the food, and I pay close attention, a lot of my friends have been finding a lot of things in these foods these days, so especially with the fish, because the ocean is very contaminated right now, and these things have to live somewhere.
They do.
And there's no way you can examine the fish when they come out the ocean. Unless you destroy it and put it back together. That's, So, I've just been really laying back on that and doing a lot of vegetables, fruits, throughout the day, a lot of shakes. Do a lot of exercises, like I said, training, biking, and things of that nature, just to keep it down.
So when you're performing on stage or touring, do you eat any differently in order to, keep your performance up and going?
Yeah, well, I carry vitamins and things of that nature,
Excellent, right on.
Yeah, I take a lot of, oregano oils, lemon balms.
What are you worried about the ocean and bugs for when you're taking oregano oil? Oregano oil, everybody that's listening, it kills parasites and funguses, and it really does support detox of bugs in the system. So commend you for that.
I'm on it. Once I saw it in the food, I was like, okay, something could have slipped past, and I don't know. Let me go ahead and be on top of them, because I need to eat, and you're not going to eat all my food up.
I love it. That's what they do. That's what these bugs do, and you've got oregano oil fighting for your nutrients.
So it's good to know that.
Yeah, I think that's fabulous. So, how do you obtain quality nutrition while on the road in between all your projects? Do you find that most everyone that even comes to my office in every regular day jobs is looking for, tell me something fast to do. What's something quick? Just, I want something on the go. I don't have time. Do you feel that's your case too?
Well, usually, I start from home. I know that before I leave the house, I make my schedule. Once I make my schedule,
plan ahead.
I know that I need to have a snack in my bag. Whether it's a trail mix, whether it's a Clif Bar, whether it's some baby food.
Baby food?
Yeah, they got the baby food packs.
Oh my God, you have got to meet my dad. Okay, my dad is 62 years old and still eats pablum baby food. If he listens to this, he's going to crack up because
people don't understand that the stuff that's in the baby food is what they give for the babies to build their bones. So it's the same thing with you. If you reverse it back, that's straight nutrients, vitamins, and minerals going right to your bloodstream.
Interesting.
That's why.
Maybe that's why he eats. I thought he just did it because he liked it.
Right, somebody gave him a tip.
Right, I like it. I love it. I didn't even know there was any other adult that liked baby food.
Oh man!
I found my dad a playmate.
Wow, that's it. I'm here, right here, baby. They sell it. They got the baby companies are up on it now.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Now they got now it was in a bottle, but they got these little
formulas.
Like the same containers like Capri Sun.
Oh, right. Yes. Those pouches. Yes,
exactly.
You just suck it through.
That's it. Exactly.
Making it easy.
That's not for a baby. It's for the adult.
For the adult. Babies don't know to suck.
Well,
kind of.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. But that's too big of a hole right there. You try to drown the baby.
Oh my gosh, too funny. So I imagine that you're very busy and you're wanted in every direction. Do you have a personal chef or someone that prepares your meals, or do you do this yourself?
I do it myself.
Prodigal?
I wake up, cook breakfast, then I cook my lunch. And then if I can't get, I'm definitely cooking dinner, but I may not always cook lunch. I might have to, I'm always working throughout the day, business hours. So, and I'm home for dinner though, 7, 8 o'clock. I got to cook it up.
Good for you. Well, you sound like you make excellent meals. Can I come over and try one of your meals?
Oh, sure. Let me know today, and I'll let you know what's on the menu. And then we good. Tell me what you need. I add on, because I'm good at cooking.
Excellent. Well, I know for dessert somewhere in the middle I'll get a baby pouch, right? I get some baby food.
That's it. You'll leave out of here with two extra muscles.
I love it. Excellent. I've got 20 questions.
Oh,
My
that's
next
okay.
question I want to jump into is, tell me more about your yoga, tai chi, meditation that you do, because, having an outlet, a spiritual outlet, or even just a breath outlet, or anything just to calm your mind and bring you to center really is a part of keeping you on track, whether you have a 9-to-5 job, you are a performer like Prodigal, a musician or entrepreneur, whatever your gig is during the day that makes your bread and butter. It's so important to have an outlet.
Exactly. Well, I've always been a lover of martial arts since I was a kid, from Bruce Lee all the way up. And a good friend of mine, brother named KOCI, he trains a martial arts style called Shin Yi Dao. And, I studied this style of boxing called 52 hand blocks. That's, it's originated on the streets of New York. Back in the day, and it's pretty much it's a form of martial arts. It's watching Bruce Lee and all that. So a lot of things.
What a mentor to have.
Right. So a lot of things I was doing, he pretty much is similar to my style of fighting, what he was training. So he has a master named Master Lee from Taegu, China, who's like 5th generation of Shin Yi Dao, like actually from the family that created it, and pretty much One day he went to practice. Master Lee came out, and it's a style of art that I was showing him where you don't have to really hurt anybody. Where somebody can just come to you and punch, you can move to the side and be right there like, yo, listen, you don't want to really do this.
You're actually doing it, because I could barely hear you through the earphones. I like how you shifted.
So it's basically, it was a style like that, and it was internal, because it's Kung Fu is more like, breaking boards and punching.
Right.
This is more like internal. And the style is not basically to hurt you, but it can.
Right.
It's more health, because Shin Yi teaches you how to breathe back to your natural form of breathing. And it takes you back to your Dantian. Because as a child, you breathe from your stomach. When a kid is crying, he's like, they're coming from their stomach. But as we grow older, we begin to breathe from our chest.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So what Shin Yi Dao does
a little more
is
anxiety up there.
Exactly, and it brings the breathing back to your stomach, and that reverses your aging.
Oh my gosh, that was a gold tip right there. Everybody wants to know how when they're 70 how to be 40.
Yeah, Master Lee is probably like about 58, and he looked like he's 30. And he's a master, professor. He came out here. He got a bridge from the government to train Shin Yi Dao here in New York, but it just takes you back to breathing. When you breathe in, your stomach goes out. When you breathe out, the stomach goes in.
Let me try that with you. Let's do it one more time. Show me.
All right, breathe in,
okay.
Stomach out. Breathe out, stomach in.
All right, come at me. I'm ready for you. I'm already ready for this.
That's it. And
I love that.
And you do that before you lay down, and when you wake up. And
that's awesome.
I'll show you.
How long do you do that for?
You do it as long as you want. It's not really strenuous. It's just basically the actual form of breathing.
I must say, I feel a little bit more confident. I could be president at this point after doing that breath exercise.
Right. Well, the first step is pretty simple, but it's many steps to it. Then it goes into the 5 animals and things of that nature. It's based off
Do you do this prior to any performance that you do?
Well, I just keep it to myself. I'm not.
Good.
It's just
it just comes in any time.
It's natural. It's something that was already instilled with me, like the music. These are all gifts from my spirit. And pretty much, I just let it go through. I'm not here. I don't control nothing. Everything goes through me.
I love that. That's excellent. I really I admire and appreciate that wisdom that you're sharing with me and our listeners, because that like I said, even deep breaths is a way of release and just kind of brings you down to center. If you're having an anxious day or financially anxious or whatever the problem is, just deep core breaths within the belly really help to kind of bring it back, and then you bring in some good nutrition and you're pretty golden.
The Dantian, that's the center, right?
The Dantian.
Which is better known, in Chinese it's a Dantian, but it's the stomach.
Ah.
It's called a Dantian.
Dantian.
N.
Dantian.
D-A-T-I-A-N. Dantian.
Dantian.
Yeah, so it's the center. That's where you're bringing it back to the reservoir. That's why, everything comes from here. Even boxers, when they box, They keep this as a storage pack, and everything is from the chest. And when they need air, they go to their stomach. That's why I was like,
awesome. Yeah, well, I mean, it definitely helps you have stamina and strength.
Exactly.
I know with the type of work and the technique I do in muscle testing, that's exactly what I have to do, is use my abdomen and not my arm. Otherwise, my arm would kill me after the end of the day because of what I do.
Right.
So I do have a question. Do you have a nutritionist that you see?
I don't have one, but I have a lot of friends that's nutritionists. You know, my good friend Karen Hill, my other good friend Nikki Hippolyte, and you know, their husbands are trainers. And yeah, I just been really, you know, I've been in tune in that world. So the universe has brought those people in my circle. You
Awesome.
know, I got another friend that's a nutritionist up in Chino that trains a lot of you know, weightlifters and things of that nature. So yeah, I'm around it though, but I don't have a personal one.
Oh, well, gosh, I want to stand in line for that.
All right. That sounds good to me.
I would love to.
We do friends now, so.
Okay, good. I love it. Good. We're buddies. So, Prodigal, you mentioned that you take vitamins, right? So, what I do, and which I want to go in and talk about later, having you in and doing my little nutritional exam on you, that was very fun.
It was incredible. Thank you for that.
You're so welcome. So, supplements. What I do is whole food supplementation, and I use Standard Process, and Standard Process is a whole food supplement. So, what that means is they actually have a farm in Palmyra, Wisconsin, and they grow all their crops, and it goes from the ground to bottle in 5 days, and it's all organic, and it's all from the best soil. Which it's just, Palmyra, Wisconsin is a small itty bitty town.
Right.
And if you drive by, you'll drive right past it. I mean, that's how small it is. But anyways, a whole food tablet means that it has all its brothers and sisters or synergists and cofactors to help the vitamins actually absorb. So that's actually a big problem in today's market, like Whole Foods, Sprouts, and all that. They are fractionated vitamins.
Right.
So when you have a fractionated vitamin, let's say you have a supplement of vitamin A, well, you don't have all the other, 100,000 vitamins and synergists and enzymes and catalysts to even help the body to absorb it.
Right.
So in today's market, we like to capitalize on things, sell it, make money, and tell everyone that it's going to work perfectly for us.
Right.
And it's missing all the nutrients to even be absorbed.
Right.
So I think it's so important. That's why I use Standard Process. And when you came in today and I did my muscle testing on you, and for those of you who don't know in the office what I do, muscle testing is a form of applied kinesiology. So what it allows me to do is, if you're having any type of health challenge or health problem, whether it is anything from dramatic of diabetes, cancer, arthritis, even a simple headache, you don't feel well, you're anxious, you're depressed, whatever it is, I'm able to find your problem and fix it like that. So I can do it real fast. And that's what I did with you, Prodigal, is I just looked at your body. I found strengths and weaknesses in your organ systems. And I paired up the nutrients that your specific weak organ systems needed. And your body was happy.
Yeah.
So that's what I did.
I learned something.
I found the problem, fixed it, gave his body some nutrients. Well, he didn't take anything yet, but put it on the body, and the body recognized it and fixed the problem right then and there. All we have to do now is just see what you're eating.
That's it. That's it.
That's the other part to my programs. But Standard Process is an amazing company. I've been using them for 10 years, and I really use them and, one other line, but they're my core because they're replacement parts. They're there to support your digestion. So if I, find you need some assisting in digestion, it's a capsule with pineapple, papaya, and fig. It's got the full food parts, so with all the enzymes in it, because little do we all know, even one apple has 100,000 or more ingredients to it, meaning enzymes and vitamins.
Right.
So if you just take out the vitamin A or beta carotene, it's not going to do us any good.
Right.
We need the brothers and sisters.
Exactly. It's like taking the heart out the body and then expecting the body to keep on moving. Yeah, it's a whole. Exactly.
Exactly. And that's what holistic health is, and that's why we have this radio is for holistic health, is because we treat the body as a whole. We do not separate, and if someone has a headache, we don't just give them a natural remedy for a headache. We find out why they have a headache, and we figure out what the problem is and help them right then and there.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Because, I was before I was taking supplements years ago. But, after, doing studying and finding out what's actually in it, you see the cost and high, all this BCHs and TCBs.
Exactly.
And you find out that these are the things that are destroying your livers and your kidneys, because they are the filters of your body. And then it's like, they don't understand that, the bad and the good is in there. So it's like, don't worry about the bad. The good is getting where it needs to go, but
right.
What's going to happen to the capsule when it needs to, come out? It's not going to absorb. It's going to absorb into your body.
Right.
So I try to, basically get my vitamins from fruit and things like that. Broccoli. Broccoli contains some of the same vitamins as a steak, they say, and things of that nature. The tomatoes is good for the heart, and carrots for the eyes, and
right.
different things of that nature. So I just try to follow suit on God's plan.
Prodigal, you're hired. You looking for a job?
Yeah, I'll take it. Especially if it's
you're hired.
And making sure we can live another 120, 200, 300 years, I'm down with it.
Oh, wow. You're planning on living to 300?
Now, I'm talking about our generation, our people. We got to keep the human being here. Because the way they're going now, man.
I know. We're declining, and there's too many diseases. That's why we got this radio show, and that's why you're here today.
Yeah.
Good. I have absolutely enjoyed you being here. I've gotten to know more of who you are and your foods that you eat. I mean, to be able to change where you've come from and overcome that and introduce a healthier lifestyle, being aware of the type of foods that you should eat, even jumping into the grocery store, grabbing oregano oil you started to take. I think it's amazing. I think you're way ahead of many people, and you have a teacher in yourself.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be honest, too. The oregano oil, my friend gave it to me, because a lot of my friends, I'm like a little doctor too, people call me up, I got a stomach ache.
What do I do?
Oh man, you need to do this, do that. Oh, I got a cold, I got sinuses, All right, brother, before you lay down, eat a clove of garlic. And when you wake up, eat another clove, and try to do that for a day or two. You mean eat a clove of garlic? I'm like, brother, eat a clove of garlic. Well, you can drink some Hennessy and tequila, but you can't eat a clove of garlic. Man, that's the worst taste. Yeah. But Hennessy, I'm like, hey, brother, you want to help yourself, you want to help yourself, or you want to stay congested?
Yeah.
It's the natural things out here. The onions, all these different things. Like, my grandmother's Indian, so a lot of stuff that I learned is from her and my mother. Natural way of healing, and just those things that you don't have to go outside to do.
Right.
You don't have to go buy it. It's right there in the ground. Pick that up, chew it up, lay down, put it on your forehead.
That's so different from just popping an Advil.
Exactly. And then 2-3 hours later, you pop another one.
Exactly. And the cycle continues, and the headache remains, and the body is just becoming weaker and weaker. Hey,
I'm glad you're here.
Me too, Prodigal. Help me. I got a whole bunch of people to educate and reach.
I'm here. We neighbors. I'm in Santa Monica, you in Orange County, so we're way only a beach ride away.
Perfect. I'll sail right over on my boat.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being with me today. I know our listeners enjoyed it. I have enjoyed it. I am so happy Lawn Peak III have brought us together.
Pick up the Lonnie Lawn. And special thanks to y'all for having me, man. I really appreciate it. It's always good to get the good word out, because it's important that, not only the grown-ups know, the kids and, everybody else is searching and looking, to eat right and find out the path to, get to that path right there.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff that, you surrounded, peer pressure, we going to Burger King, we going to In-N-Out. Y'all want to go over here to Veggie Grill. Mm-hmm. Nobody's going to Veggie Grill. So, you got to make sure.
Line short. That one must not be a good place.
Yeah, that's why you got to just pack up your own lunch so they can't stop you.
I love that. That's excellent. So, Prodigal, where can our listeners find you?
You can find me at Facebook /The Real Prodigal Sunn. That's PRODIGAL SUNN. At Prodigal Sunn on Twitter. Or you can go to psunn.com. PSUNN.com. And that's everything you need to know right there. Perfect.
Well, I know I'm a follower on your Twitter already.
Thank you.
I immediately went on there and
I'm not a Twitter head, but I'm getting into it.
Good. And then there's me, the host of the show, Kristi Acuna. I'm your holistic nutritionist, and I am ecstatic to have Prodigal with me here today. I also want to let you know, don't miss my famous Fat Talk. I'll be talking about fat-free foods. Are they making us all fat? You'll have to come to hear all about it. That's going to be May 7th at 5:30 p.m. at my office. So you can find my office and reach me personally at hncnewport.com. All right, so don't forget, come to my talk, May 7th, 5:30 p.m. Don't forget to listen to us next Sunday at 10 a.m. on 101.5 FM. Holistic Healthline Radio, whole health advice for everyday life.